Dilip Singh Advocate. Welcome to my video series on Target. What happened on 22nd, 23rd June 2020 that shook the conscience and soul of every person in Tamil Nadu and outside Tamil Nadu. On 22nd, a 31-year-old boy, Bennix, dies in hospital. On 23rd, his father, Jeyraj, of 59 years age, dies in hospital. Both death took place due to the police torture in the police custody. And the offense of both these persons were very simple, that they kept open their shop for just 15 minutes more than what was asked by the police by imposing curfew in the area of at 8 o'clock, and they kept open at 8:15. On 24th, the protest of people forces the government to come into action. Even this Madras High Court took cognizance, suo moto took cognizance of the issue, and then the persons were arrested, and police persons were arrested, and FIR was registered, and the other steps were taken by the department. In fact, torture is an integral part of the police culture all over the country, because the police still has the same mindset which they were having at the colonial rules. The seriousness of this custodial death can be ascertained from the fact that there are 5 custody deaths daily in India. There are some questions which we need to answer to understand the issue and its solution. What is wrong with the system of police and the magistrate working, that the problem has become so deep in our society and in police working system that we are failing to rule out it? Why several decisions given by Supreme Court could not bring the desired changes in the police working system and consequently the custodial atrocities? Why a victim of police torture feels himself so helpless that he doesn't protest, forget about the taking legal remedy? What we need, whether we need a new law or need the complete overhauling of the present police system. So these are the questions which I will try to answer and discuss, explore the answer in the present video. In the context of the custodial jurisprudence as it was developed in the DK Basu case. Friends, I am Dilip Singh, advocate, and you are watching my video series on Target. And today on Target is the custodial death and custodial atrocities, and the issue involves is custodial death other than police are responsible. Had the duty magistrate been vigilant, and then these 2 deaths would have been avoided, because duty magistrate allowed the remand in very mechanical manner and without applying his judicial mind and seeing the situations there. In fact, the judicial magistrate is the first judicial officer, who is responsible for check and balance of police working and police actions. He works as a safety wall between police and the general public. If you remember, in Manubhai Ratilal Patel case, 2013 volume 1 SCC 314, the Supreme Court had said the magistrate can appreciate the factual scenario and apply his mind before giving remand either in judicial or police. So magistrate plays a very important role. But the volume of the problem and the situation is so big and so different that even our society accepts the torture to a substantial level. See any content of the film or any serial, videos, TV serial, you will find that the police has only one way to find out the truth in a case, that is by torture. So far as the politicians are concerned and political masters are concerned, they have a very typical response. Qua the custodial death or qua the police atrocities, that all is well. Rather, police and political system justifies it as a welfare for welfare of society. According to them, this is a way, this is required by the society to keep the society crime free. The admissibility, there is one more issue which I would like to discuss here, that the admissibility of confessions as evidence under TADA, Makoka, or this kind of serious offenses, and this kind of serious offenses justifies somewhere the police custody torture. Instead of collecting evidence through scientific process such as DNA analysis, they believe on the traditional way of working and extracting the information from the accused only through torture. It is not that the work has not been done in India or qua this issue. The third report of National Police Commission in India expressed a deep concern with the custodial death, and custodial torture. And even the third commission observed that 60% of the all arrests taken together are not necessary. In fact, torture has become so systematic problem in India that this problem can be taken only through adopting the international standard, where the other countries, where the advanced countries have taken care of this kind of issue. India signed UN Convention Against Torture in 1997. Unfortunately, it is yet to be ratified. In 2010, a prevention of torture bill was introduced in Lok Sabha, and Lok Sabha passed it. The bill was sent to Rajya Sabha, but Rajya Sabha sent it to the select committee, and after select committee considered the bill and then sent it to the government for reintroducing it, but the bill is still has not been reintroduced. In a writ petition filed by one advocate, Mr. Aswani Kumar, he was also an MP and he worked in the select committee in drafting this prevention of torture bill, filed a writ petition in the Supreme Court invoking the necessary jurisdiction to direct and prayed to the Supreme Court to direct the government to consider it passing of this bill. Then court rejected this petition or writ petition, saying that the court cannot ask or direct or recommend the government to pass for the legislation of any for its legislative duty. One more important thing, that in its 113th report, the Law Commission of India recommended one change in the Evidence Act by introducing 114th B, section 114th B, where the presumption of any sign of atrocities on any accused was going to against the police personnel, and a reverse onus was to be placed on them to rebut it. But that has also not been introduced, and that has also not been passed by the government. In 2017, the Law Commission submitted its 273rd report, and also with a draft of torture law. This draft was circulated to the state government and for their views, but state government it is lying with the state government, and in fact no steps have been taken, and the police still enjoys the status quo situation which were prevailing earlier. It is not that judiciary has not done his part of duty. In fact, before signing the UN Convention for Torture, that Supreme Court passed various judgments, and very good judgments. One was in the Raghuveer Singh versus State of Haryana 1980, where the Supreme Court highlighted the problems of torture prevalent in police system. The other important judgments is Francis Carroll Mullin versus Union Territory of Delhi 1981, Sheila Barse versus State of Maharashtra 1987. But the most important judgment on this custodial death and custodial torture is of D.K. Basu versus State of West Bengal. It is in 1997, Volume 1, SCC 436. There are three important observations of this judgment which I would like to share with you. That the first question posed by the Supreme Court to itself, that can the right to life of a citizen be put in abeyance on his arrest? Then the answer was no, because the question touches the spinal cord of human rights jurisprudence. The precious right conferred by Article 21 of the Constitution of India cannot be denied to convicted or under trial or detainees and any other prisoners in custody except by reasonable procedure established by law. So the court understood the problem of custodial torture, and then these questions were these questions were posed and created to see the to to put the judicial pronouncement and proposition of law. The one other other very good line in that BK Basu case is that rights without remedies are illusory and futile. Other observation about the custodial death, when the crime that Supreme Court said that when the crime of custodial death goes unpunished, that encourages the police person to again go for this kind of torture and torture to the accused and encourage them, and the society suffers. The victim of crime as well as his kith and kin become frustrated, and they lose confidence on the judiciary system. DK Basu case is also known for the 11 guidelines which was given by the Supreme Court in the functioning of the police and police station, and that has improved the situation very considerably, but a lot needs to be done. So we can conclude the today's discussion in the way that the today's situation, the nationally as well as internationally, is very different. After death of George Floyd in US by the brutality of police, a strong protest has has taken place, and that has shook the entire world. And the name of the protest, as you know, that Black Lives Matter has created an environment where the police brutality is taken very seriously by the society today. Social media has played a very good role here in bringing the people together and bringing creating awareness about the issue. The way it is gathering momentum, the government will be forced to bring the necessary legislation with the stringent provision. According to me, 5 actions are required immediately to safeguard the right to life of and liberty of the accused or a general person. First, the transparency in the action of police working, and second, the accountability of the entire police system of the district if any custodial death take place. Third, streamlining of the magisterial functioning. Magistrate has to consider and see the things from the angle of the personal liberty of the people before giving custody or judicial custody or police custody. The other important point, fourth important point, is the structuring of training methodology of police force to inculcate them in the value, respect for us, or the sensibility of uh, human values and human liberty, human rights. Fifth is the scientific investigation system should be created, and within if anything happens of like custodial death, then supervision of human right commission in investigating the matter should come into picture, so that the people can the confidence of people in the judiciary and the police working system will be improved and will increase. Let me share very important news here, important information here. Even Britain had faced in 1980s very protest against the police brutality. Then a commission of Sir Cyril Phillips committee was constituted, and they examined the police power of arrest and detention and everything in very detail, and gave a report with the name of report of a Royal Commission of on Criminal Procedure in 1981. And when it was adopted by the British government, then the situation improved a lot, and even the police, the confidence of public increased in the police functioning. In this case, one more important player is the Friends of Police, a voluntary system which works in Tamil Nadu, and that was started in 1993 from the Ramanathapuram district to bring the police and public closer. Some 4 and 5 Friends of Police persons were present when these atrocities were committed on these two father and son duo, and they didn't perform their duty, so their role has become suspicious. Even on that point, it needs to be worked, particularly in Tamil Nadu. So, friends, we have seen that this entire working of the police and what are the changes required. Last but not least, in any case, a very strong legislation with deterrent punishment is required. That will go a long way to cure the disease of police atrocities and police death. And here at end, I'll say that who are the 5 persons who could have saved the life of Jeyraj and Bennix, but they did not perform their duty as per law. First, police persons at police station. Second, friends of police. Third, the magistrate who had given police remand without applying his judicial mind. Fourth, the legislature who are sitting over the legislation prevention of torture bill for last many years. And five, the society who till today they were accepting the police torture as a nominal phenomenon. So thanks for being with me in this with me on this video in this journey. To be fair with you, this issue is very important and very comprehensive, and we need some more time, some more videos to discuss the issue from the different angle, the legal provisions. And I'll request you, please make the necessary comment on to improve the contents of the video, and how do you feel and what are the other factors you need to discuss so that I can research on it and come with to you. Please touch the subscriber button which is here, and subscribe this channel, and please do not forget to write the comment. Thank you. Namaskar.